as a sales leader, the very, very basic stuff you can influence is this: the deal size, deal velocity, and ramp. Deal size, deal velocity for my group was, we had a good grip on how to do things right because of our identified ICP. But I think the very large driver for me to actually influence to yield was ramp. We had a great, probably something that a lot of field sales team would like in terms of ramped productivity, but I had to just like focus, double down on ramping productivity because the blend itself is what determines the efficiency of the organization. So it was very much about like, let's put things together so the team can be ramped consistently with higher results. So, it's like turning on your engine, warm it up, and make sure that you test how your engine can get close to overheat, but not quite there. So it's pushing people, it's pushing how much they can do, not getting crazy in terms of number of hours. You don't want people to lose their mind. Again, I want people to be happy in their job. Otherwise, it's useless. They're not going to stay. But so it was that, and I think it was also. I mean, my organization is very lean and has always been. That's a part of my own approach. So at least from a cost perspective, we didn't have necessarily much to save, right? It's always been, as you know, Ryan, it's all about efficiency. But so for us, the biggest thing was ramping productivity. And as we did that, we influenced the results for Snowflake in an absolutely unbelievable manner.
What were some of the things that what were some of the things that worked there? Again, let's get into it. Is it focusing more on people development, more training,
Yes.
more coaching? Is it better process updates, or were there any types of technologies that you might have found that helped with that?
Sorry, I need to find a plug somewhere. Don't have a plug.
Do you still have this problem? By the way, this is Mark. Flashbacks 2008. Hold on. Power's dead.
Yes, I know. Let me just. This is a bootstrap webinar, people.
He's down to 1%.
It'll be fine.
I don't have internet connection. Mark needs his power on.
Hey,
bear with us.
That's how you build unicorns.
We're bootstrapping here.
There we go. Done.
He's in.
Oops, this is not connected. That's bad. There's no power on this one. So I'll be back in 1 sec.
That's all right. So as we get Mark's power,
there we go. Done.
All right, perfect. So again, people, process, tech. I'm always just really curious. Where are you finding the most yield? Like, is it doubling down on training and development? Is there any type of process updates that are dramatic at this stage, or do you have any magic technology that came in and just created productivity promises that we all see from marketing?
Not technology. It was and not necessarily refining the process. It was documenting things better. So it would essentially lead to reps not improvising at all. I'll give you a specific example. I have a very talented rep who's now in the field. So she joined around that, between the hardcore growth and yield phase. She then just she was then promoted to a first line leadership level in my group, and then she's now in the field. And she was putting every single piece of energy in her job, trying to be successful. But it was pretty obvious that the type of customers that she was developing relationships with were not necessarily the ones that would explode. So that's when I put together things as simple as what we call the 4C process for pipeline generation, or PG. And it was just like, you're going to follow everything.
Hold on, we need to hear what the 4Cs are.
4Cs are. Hey, all right, hello. So it just my brain functions like a motorcycle gearbox, so sequential. You can't go from 2 to 6. It's like 1 and then neutral, 2, 4, 5, 6. And that's how my brain functions. I need to go one step at a time, one step forward. And so I told the teams, all right, that if you want to be successful, you need to identify a company that has high propensity to buy Snowflake in a certain fashion. So the first C is the company. Yep. The second see is the contact, because as you know, you have your clear idea of how Snowflake is going to make a difference and why we should go after that business. You need to understand who you need to talk to. And in this case, it's part of the social media research, part of LinkedIn research. Make sure that you try to understand what people care about. And as you are going to get in front of them, what you're going to do is project another customer success story from Snowflake. You're not going to tell, hey, we know that people like you struggle. No, people don't want that. We're going to tell them, hey, this company that I know did that with Snowflake. This is what they achieved. I would like to spend some time trying to verify if we can replicate that success with you. And when you are, again, it's a very simple trick, but in this case, people have already projected into a better tomorrow because they understand there's a positive business outcome that's achievable. And now they are potentially prepared to share with you what's not necessarily working well. So you are engaging in a conversation. So as you are doing that, so it's contact. And now the third C is communication, because you need to understand what's going to trigger the interest of that contact. And the fourth is control. And control starts when you are doing outbound or even like inbound control. Like, it's having all the sequences that are set and followed to make sure that contact is maintained and the door is open. And by the way, that control is also very critical, because as you are now entering into the phase that is running the sales cycle itself, when in tech, you're probably doing a POV or a POC, depending on how you call that. This is when you need to control it. As a rep, you are the CEO of your own deal. And this is very important that you start that control in your head as early as in the PG process. So these 4 C's, that's the good part is, as it's overly simple and sequential, when you spend time on an account with a rep, you will also have an easier way to identify where the flaw is if for any reason their results is not good. So you have to simplify, and that's when I sliced and diced, but I simplified everything. I went to something that was super easy to follow in order for first-line leaders that, again, were for the most of them first-line leaders, first-time leaders, so first line and first-time leaders. These things were so simple that it was easier to put the finger on what was broken. And as you do that, you improve everything pretty dramatically. And that's when our ramping productivity became, honestly, like, pretty incredible.
I love this.
It was a simplification.
I love these 4 C's. And clearly, like, so influenced by you, and you developed this. It sounds like later on at Sprinkler to really, or Snowflake. I was my old Sprinkler days, Snowflake. But it's always been that way. Target companies sell to people. Mm-hmm. We talk about that, right? Target companies sell to people, and it's the people. Not don't waste time with the other wrong people. And then communication all starts with the conversation, right? And more conversations means better outcomes. This is right back to our pillars that we're focused on here at Cognism now. And then this idea of control, which a lot of people really shun away from, but that's about enablement and understanding that if we have consistency in our process, nothing slips through the cracks, but we also have consistent messaging, consistent cadence, and now all of a sudden the unit economics, the math, right, of what's happening, the productivity is important. So you define that along the way, and that's the yield comes.